So hello, here's a video about how to divide fractions and mixed numbers, and in red here is the succinct summary of how you do it. You do it exactly the same as multiplying fractions and mixed numbers with a little bit at the start. In other words, it's pretty much exactly the same but a little bit different. Let's work through some examples and you'll see how it's different. In black at the top it says Tippin times. That nice Mrs. Gibson who knows about these things helps her children remember what to do with that little three-word phrase, tip and times, because what you're doing when you divide fractions, actually, the best way to divide fractions, the easiest way to divide fractions is not to divide them. The best way to do it is to turn the divide sign into a multiply and tip the fraction that follows it upside down. Now I could spend quite a bit of time telling you why this will work and give us the same answer down here as we would have got up here. I'm not going to do that right now because that'll take too long, but take it from me that if you flip the fraction after the divide sign upside down and multiply instead of dividing, the answer we get will be the same as the answer we would have got to the divide problem. Now that we've tipped it upside down and multiply, we just go into our multiplying routine. What's the first thing we do when we're multiplying fractions? Well, we look to see if we can do any cancelling, don't we? Can we do any cancelling here? I think we can. The 7 and the 35 can both be divided by 7. 5 7s make 35, 1 7 is 7. 8 and 44, I think we can divide them both by 4, can't we? 2 4s make 8 and 11 4s make 44. Then we multiply the numerators and the denominators. Numerators 1 times 11 is 11. Denominators 2 times 5 is 10. We have an answer of 11/10. That's top heavy, so let's make it a top heavy fraction. Let's make it a mixed number rather. 11 divided by 10. How many 10s come into 11? 1 remainder 1. Write that remainder as a fraction over the number we're dividing by, and there's your answer. Let's do another one. 15/17 divided by 7 over 51. Let's not divide the fractions, that's difficult. Let's multiply them. We tip the one after the sign upside down, and instead of dividing, we times. Tip and times. Any cancelling possible? Clever boys know that 51 is 3 17s. So there we go. 15 and 7, can we cancel those? We can't actually. How about 3 and 7? No. How about 15 and 3? Because they're both in the 3 times table, right? Quite right, we can't cancel those because they're both numerators. You need one from the top and one from the bottom. So that's it for our cancelling, we can't do any more. Now we multiply the numerators. 15 times 3 is 45. And the denominators, 1 times 7 is 7. It's top heavy again. How many 7s go into 45? Well, 6 7s are 42. It gives us a remainder of 3 over the number we're dividing by. 6 and 3 7s. There's our final answer. Next one, here's a couple of mixed numbers before we finish. The process here is the same as it is for multiplying mixed numbers with that tip and times bit as well. First thing we'll do, before any tipping or timesing or multiplying, we'll make those mixed numbers into top-heavy fractions. Make them top-heavy first. 2 1/2. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 makes 5, so that's 5 halves. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 25, 25 over 8. There we go. Now we tip and times. 5 halves, divide becomes a times, tip the one afterwards upside down to become 8 over 25, and we multiply in the usual way. Any cancelling? Yeah, 2 and 8 divided by 2. 5 and 25 divided by 5. Multiply the numerators, multiply the denominators, and there's your answer, 4/5. Makes sense, doesn't it? Because 2 1/2 is smaller than 3 1/8, so you'd expect it to be less than one whole lot of 3 and 8 going into that, wouldn't you? Last one, 7 2/3 divided by 5 1/9. My answer is going to be bigger than one whole this time, isn't it? Because I reckon that number is smaller than that number, so I reckon we'll get at least one of them into 7 2/3. Let's find out. 7 2/3. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 2 is 23. Make it top heavy, 23/3. 5 times 9 is 45, plus 1 is 46. There we go. Tip and times, so we'll tip the fraction upside down that follows the divide sign and turn the divide into a times. Any cancelling? You betcha. And actually, how about that? Yay. 1 times 3, 1 times 2, 3 halves. Done. How do you divide fractions? How do you divide mixed numbers? Same as you multiply them, but you just tip and times. You turn the fraction after the divide sign upside down and you multiply instead of divide. That's it. Couldn't be easier, really.